Hello, everyone. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. Please hit that like button. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the latest episode. It is crazy, you guys. Crazy. Like, when I tell you guys that Porsha has had enough, Porsha has had enough. And I don't blame her. I believe that KMichelle came in gunning for an issue with Porsha. And now it's like, girl, you've gotten it. The issue that you've been looking for, now you have it. Same, I also think KMichelle came up with a plan to come after Drew and Porsha and Phaedra. I do think she decided to leave Phaedra out of it once she realized the white folks love Phaedra. But she was planning to come after those three. I think she was trying to take the HBIC. She wanted to take that role on the show because she kept talking about how everything is, oh, it's Porsha's show. Porsha thinks it's her show. Yes, it is her show. She's been on the show for a long time. She is loved by Bravo. So it is her show. And so I just feel like it is just so obvious, absolutely so obvious that KMichelle came in wanting to have an issue. And there we go. So let's just start. I'm going to give you guys a recap. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts. All I ask is that you hit that like button as you come in, please. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. So the episode said Kelli met up with her mom and her, I don't know who the other person was, I believe maybe her nan. And they were literally talking about how she is struggling financially. And one thing that is so obvious is imagine, why are you talking about Porsha to anyone who cares to listen when you have serious financial issues going on? It's like, girl, focus on what's going on with you. The bit that gagged me is Kelli had the audacity to mention that she has been dating a man for a year. I'm like, if you've been dating a man for a whole year, why can't he help you financially? What is going on? Is this why you're so angry at Porsha because you're dating men who cannot take care of you? Like, I just don't get it. Why are you dating a man that can't take care of you, take care of your bills, help you out? Like, I'm not saying date men for money or whatever, but if you are genuinely going through a difficult time, I can genuinely understand how someone might decide, you know what? I'm going through a difficult time. Let me talk to the person who I've been dating for a year to let them know that things are a little bit difficult with the business. So it's like, why are you struggling if you have someone that can help you pay your bills? Like, I just don't get it. And then it even makes it even more difficult when Shamia and Kelli are saying, my bestie, my bestie, my bestie, but Shamia is sitting on millions and cannot help you. What kind of relationship do we have going on? What kind of relationship is that if your friend is struggling, can't pay her bills, and you cannot help her as a friend? What kind of relationship is that? And this is why it goes back to Shamia and Portia's mom. Portia's mom was practically struggling with the daycare, and Shamia's mom couldn't really help her out or anything, or even say, do you know what, let's partner up. I'll pay half, I'll give you some money towards it, let me invest in it. Instead, she went over there and bought the business up from under her, right? That's not what a friend does. But that's what I mean when I say people can say, oh, Shamia is everyone's bestie and is such a good friend. But if you're such a good friend, your friend Kelli is struggling. Help your sister out. Help your bestie, your bestie, your bestie. Why have a bestie you can't help? What kind of relationship is that? And so I just think it's given the issue that Kelli has with Porsha in particular is because Porsha always dates men who can take care of her. And clearly, if your man cannot help you whilst you're going through this difficulty, then do you really have a man? Latoya says, why have a man or a rich friend and you're struggling? This is the question. Why can you have a man or a friend that has millions and you cannot pay your bills, you're struggling, you're having to speak to your family about it, insinuate to your friend, and talking about it, and you're practically about to cry. If you guys were such amazing friends, help your friend out, right? So then the next scene was KMichelle and her husband at the dentist office. And it was very interesting to me that KMichelle decided to make a comment about that lady being cute. Okay, fine, that's cool. Then she goes ahead to say she won't let her man have a dental assistant like that. And I'm like, girl, are you okay? It's giving you extremely insecure, because why can't you have your husband have a dental assistant that looks like that if you let your husband cheat in peace? You already said that you have no issues with him stepping out on you, cheating, as long as he's not paying anyone's bills. So, is it that you don't want him to score a beautiful woman and you would prefer for him to choose a woman that isn't gorgeous, that doesn't look cute to you? Is that what it is? So he's allowed to cheat unless the lady is cute? Is that what it is? And this is why it just almost feels like KMichelle and her stories don't add up. One minute you're letting your man cheat, you love seeing your man cheat, but then you're not going to let him have an assistant that is cute. Which one is it? Which one is it? Make it make sense. And so that is definitely like a big issue here, because I'm just like, if that man can cheat openly and you are okay to see videos about it, so what are we doing? Why is that a problem now? Let the man cheat in peace. Leave that man to cheat in peace. Okay? Now, the next scene was Phaedra, Porsha, Drew, and Angela. When I tell you, those girls are so much fun. They banter so well, they have good vibes between each other. And I just think that the way they move, the chemistry between all the girls is so fun to see. It's absolutely so fun to see. And I love, love, love that. When I tell y'all that chemistry is beautiful, beautiful, in my opinion. It's just so good. And I would definitely love to see a little bit more of that. So Phaedra decided to tell the girls that KMichelle believes a scheme was set up to come to her with the BS. And so you can tell that Porsha was over it. Porsha is like, girl, I've been trying my best to be a good friend to you. At this point, I am done. And I don't blame the lady for being done. If you were in her situation, wouldn't you be done? Wouldn't you be tired of these antics? It's like, what are we really doing? Sis, what is going on here? So Portia was like, I've been trying to be a good sister to you, be a good big sis. I have been trying. It must be the voices in her head. And I'm just like, yep, it's definitely giving that, because the more we see KMichelle, the more it is very obvious that it's them voices in her head, honey. Them voices are all up in her head. I personally think that KMichelle came through with a plan and a plot and a scheme to come to us with the BS. I genuinely think that that is what was happening. I just think that she did not anticipate that the fans will be calling her out like that. She did not see it coming. She did not expect it. It was a shock to her system, and she's still trying to recover. She thought, because of course she has a lot more following than I'm guessing a lot of the girls, in particular, even Porsha, I think she has a little bit more following than Porsha. So she probably thought she was going to come in, swoop in, take the show off Porsha's hands, and that would have been it. And it's like, girl, Porsha is far from dumb. I know a lot of people don't really give her credit, but I don't think that lady's dumb. I think that she eventually peeped what it is that you were on, and she's like, yeah, nah, enough is enough. I cannot keep trying to be a good person to this person who has all intentions When I say when somebody wants to misunderstand you, it doesn't matter what you do. They are set on misunderstanding and they absolutely will misunderstand. That is what they do. And so I genuinely think that that is what is happening. I feel like she came in with preconceived notions. She came in gunning for these people. And that is probably why she wanted Angela to bring her in, so that if she goes after Porsha, people wouldn't be thinking about, girl, you ain't grateful. This girl brought you on the show. And it's like, girl, it still is not going to work. Okay? Now, when I tell y'all, Porsha and her family are such a key. I enjoy scenes with her and Lauren and seeing the girls. I didn't like the snake bit, honey. They should have left the snake at home. But I loved seeing Porsha and Lauren chat and talk about her dating life. And the thing about it is, say what you want about Porsha, but Porsha is a fun girl, and I believe she understands the assignment. When you think about the fact that, think about it for a second. Imagine, right? The girls are all there chilling, right? Everybody's chilling, relaxing. Portia starts talking about her relationship, and then they show us when Mike decided to try to serenade her. And so I'm thinking, that's very interesting. I guess that didn't make the cut. But for me, it was very fun just seeing her banter with her mom and her sister. I love that energy between them. And when I think about the girls like Kelly and the rest of them, their scenes are not fun to watch. It is always Kelly either shaming, throwing shade at Porsha. It's always something negative. And then we pan over to Phaedra and Porsha, and it's all fun and it's exciting. And that's what I think, that's what I like about the show. I feel like having people like Porsha and Phaedra, and I know some of the people have been getting in Phaedra's A recently, saying she's not really doing anything. I actually believe that Phaedra is bringing some comic relief to the show. Now, she doesn't bring a lot of it in scenes, but she brings a lot of it in the confessionals, and she works very well with Porsha and Angela and the rest of those girls. And so I think that brings a lot more excitement to the show, and I feel like that is really needed on the show. Because if it was to the other girls, the miserable, the insecure, KMichelle is insecure. So just in case you guys are trying to figure out who the heck is insecure, the insecure, the miserable, the what's the other one that we call her? I can't even remember. Sadness and misery, right? When we think about those girls, if it was just about those girls, the show would be so exhausting to watch. Just thinking about all of the things that KMichelle has done recently has been so exhausting for me to watch. So I am glad to see that we are getting some fun, some excitement with Porsha that is just lighthearted. Let's just enjoy this moment. So that is it for me in relation to that in particular. Now let's shift gears to Shamia and Kelly visiting the doctor's office in relation to the one male embryo that she has left. Now, she did a lot of crying, and I have to be honest, I was genuinely concerned in that moment because I kept thinking, could it be that this girl, could it be that Gerald has told her, if you don't get yourself a, or if you don't provide a son, that is it? Like, it's just something that I wonder, because I say that because it's just like the level of crying for something that hasn't even happened is way too much, right? If you feel like your husband loves you and this is a relationship that is solid, why would you be crying about the fact that this is your last embryo to that extent? Don't get me wrong, it's an emotional process. I get it. However, the tears was given, you feel like this man is going to leave you if you don't provide a son. That is what it is given to me. That is what it was given to me. It's given, provide me a son or you are off. Okay. And so, like, that was the kind of vibe that I got the whole time. And I just kept thinking, Is something going on, sis? Is there something that you are not showing us? Then did you guys notice that the doctor then said, "Oh, where is Gerald? We haven't seen him in a while." Then she says, "Oh, he doesn't want to film." And so it's like, he doesn't want to film. If you want to be with this man, you have to decide what's more important to you. Real Housewives of Atlanta, the fame you want, or that husband of yours. If that man doesn't want to film, then he doesn't want to film. Release that man from the shackles of filming, because it's definitely shackles for him. Okay? That much is obvious, right? And so when I think about it, I'm just like, it's definitely given, you almost feel like you're going to lose this man if you do not provide him with a son. And that was what was so bothersome to me. To me, I just kept thinking, girl, do you really love this man? Do you really believe that this man loves you? Because I just cannot fathom the fact that something as serious as this, the man did not come with you. First of all, regardless, he has filmed some scenes with you. Why can't he film this one? Right? Why can't he go with you to the doctor's office where he just has to listen to the doctor and he barely needs to say anything? So if this was a scene, he could have done this scene easily compared to the other scenes that he's been trying to do. And so to me, it was very like shocking that that man didn't show up. It was even more shocking that she was crying. When I say she was crying, like, let me see if I can pull this up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. That lady was in tears, honey. She was in tears, like this was the end. Like, if you guys, I never seen anything like this before, right? Like, if you are with someone that you know loves you, is all for you, regardless of whatever, why are you crying this much about this being your last embryo? Right? Last male embryo, which gives me the impression there's probably female embryos, but this is her last male one, right? So it's like, it's given she has promised the man, or the man has told her, girl, if you do not bring this to, if you don't give me a male son, or a male child, rather, because a male child is a son. If you don't give me a male child, I'm going to go out and get someone who is going to give me the child. That is what is given to me. Now, I don't know what has happened, so I'm not speculating that this happened. I'm just saying the way she's crying is giving that. Let me play this so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
Take then have a dot. Maybe those are conversations we haven't even had. Just in a minute.
So then she says she hasn't even had these conversations with him. That's what is given. So she hasn't even had these conversations with him. That man does not want to talk to her, because here's the thing. When she brought it up to him, right? When she brought it up to him, oh my goodness, I just realized that I was meant to send a link of this video to someone and I did not. I am so sorry, girl. Let me send her a link right this second. Sorry, guys, give me a second. I just remembered I promised and I did not send a link. Okay, I just sent it now. So hopefully it should be okay. All right, cool. So back to what I was saying, the way Shamia is crying, honey, it is given that you feel like this man is going to leave you and that would be the end of it. Right? She even cried in the confession and had to get up and leave, right? That is not normal. That is giving somebody who feels like he's done with that relationship. If you do not give me this son, I'm out. That is the vibe that I get personally. Now, y'all let me know what you guys think in the chat. But my vibe is she's definitely given someone
It's so good.
very
ready?
upset. Let me see. Was this where she was crying? I think she was crying at the start. Yeah. So she was crying. Kelly was there rubbing her and trying to, be helpful to her and whatever. But it's definitely given. Someone says, and Watson says, I'm sensing this is going to be the end of the marriage. It is a curse. Mm-mm-mm. Now, sis, do you mean that Real Housewives of Atlanta is a curse, or do you mean that whatever is going on with Shamia is a curse? Let me know. Because I'm just trying to figure out, because I just think there's definitely something there. Because there's no way a married woman who feels like they are loved on correctly by their husband would be out here crying this much about the fact that they have a only one last male embryo. It's like, girl, okay, if it's one last male embryo, fine. You tried for a child, male child, you couldn't get one. All right, cool. Let's just, use our female embryos, right? But it's definitely giving something is up. Something is up. And I do wonder also, because we're seeing Shamia really try to venture out on her own a whole lot. And I do wonder, is she planning a divorce? Because some of these women do come on reality TV and shows planning a divorce. Planning a divorce. It's like it's a whole thing, right? Where they are actually planning a divorce. They know that they will be getting a divorce in the future, and so they start doing certain things to place themselves in a place financially so that they can make money, so that whatever happens with that man, they can stand on their own and do their own thing. I really do wonder, because I just don't think it's normal for this lady to be crying this much. Like, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. Like, I hope things are great in her family and things are great at home. But I do think it's given things are not great, because there's no way the tears are this much if things are not great. If things are great, sorry. Um, Bajan says, can't she get pregnant the normal way? I don't think she can. Well, okay, let me not put that out there. I think she said with the first one there were complications, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. It may be that she can, but the risk of complications is something she doesn't want to deal with. So there could be that. And I don't think she wants to do IVF again. So I think that's kind of where things are for her on that. Latoya says Candy probably told Shamia to start making her own money, knowing that marriage is probably almost over. Now, this could be correct, because she's definitely moving like someone who is desperately trying to make money. Now, all of a sudden, you're into acting. You already said initially your storyline last season was you have a lot going on. You have a child who has needs, special needs, who you need to take care of a lot of the time, and so managing the things you have going on. And so to then think like, okay, despite that, you're now adding more things onto your plate. Not saying that's wrong. All I'm saying is it's indicative of someone who has a need to do so. So my thing is that need based on fame? Or is that need based on the fact that you don't feel secure in this relationship and you feel like you need something financially, because you feel like if you don't give him that son, he is out? So that is what I think. But you guys let me know what you guys think whilst I say that. But I just thought it was very interesting that Gerald did not even bother to show up. He did not even bother to show up at all. Now, some of y'all may not understand this joke, but this is basically in response to what happened with Love and Marriage Huntsville last night. So if you know, you know. So no animals were hurt in the making of this, okay? All right. Let's move on to Porsha and Sway. Do you guys believe that Porsha and Sway are in it for the long run? Let me know. What y'all think about Porsha and Sway? Do you guys think they would be together forever? Or do you guys think it's just Porsha is here for a good time and not a long time? Put it in the chat. Now, there is one thing that I realized that I completely forgot to do, and it's to ask you guys to rate the latest episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, can one of my mods please put up the poll, please and thank you, so that somebody please put up the poll, so that people can vote and then we can talk about the results. Just to give some people some time to vote whilst we talk about the rest of the episode. All right, let's go back to Porsha and Sway Honey. Do you think Porsha is here for a good time, not a long time, or do you think Porsha is here for a long time? Now, don't you forget, Sway has a timeline. It looks like Sway is trying to be pregnant. You know, after a year or so, Sway is ready to lock down and lock it in. Okay. Do you guys think that Porsha is going to stay with Sway? And do you guys think they would end up having a baby together? Put it in the chat, honey. Put it in the chat. I think compared to her relationship with Mike, I definitely think that there seems to be a lot more chemistry between Sway and Porsha versus Sway and Mike. I don't think the chemistry was enough between Porsha and Mike. I don't think there was anything special between them. It's given, okay, he likes me, but let's just see if it would work. But nah, it's not working. That is what it was given with the Mike situation of it all, right? But with Sway, it definitely gives a little bit of, ooh, there is chemistry. We get on well. Now, guys, hit that like button because I just realized the likes are not matching, honey. Hit that like button. Don't be stingy with the likes, honey. Do not be stingy. It is a free way to support the channel, honey. Please hit that like button. Thank you. Okay. So, I feel like Sway seemed thoughtful. That was the thing that I realized, right? I was like, Sway seemed thoughtful. When did you notice when she said, basically, she said she made sure the shots were sweet because she didn't want her to get too drunk. And I'm like, oh, ain't that sweet? I know it sounds little, but someone that can really think about and be thoughtful about the little things, it makes it so easy to date that person. And so I can understand, I definitely can see why Porsha would decide to date Sway over Mike. Um, because even with Mike, it just didn't flow. It just didn't flow. I feel like with Porsha and Sway, it seemed like there was a little bit more chemistry. Now, I don't know how long that relationship would last for or go on for, but Porsha is enjoying herself. I think we even saw them on holiday recently in Miami, if I'm not mistaken. They were having a good old time. Everybody looked good. And so it seems like they are locked in. They've been together for a year plus, if I'm not mistaken, at this stage. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. Angel says Porsha and Sway is a one-time thing. Oh, okay. So it looks like y'all think it's not going to be a real thing. Bajan says Porsha is just enjoying herself. She said words to the effect, I know you can look after me. Porsha is on the money. And this is why Kelly needs to take some notes. Okay? Kelly needs to take some notes. Stop dating the broke people. Okay? Like, Kelly, honey, take some notes. Instead of hating on Porsha because you have nothing to show for the marriage, and look at who you married. You married that person and then ended up having nothing to show for it. It's like, what are we doing? Why? Why? Why are you dating somebody who cannot help you when you get into a serious bind? I'm not saying date people for money, but Kelly, I don't think you chose that man because of his looks. I don't think you did. You just weren't smart enough to have certain things in place to make sure that you were protected. That's what I think. But y'all let me know. Now let's move on to KMichelle and Pinky. So KMichelle basically told Pinky that she got a call from her ex. Now, come to find out, this ex was the ex or one of her exes from the Queen's Court show. And I'm thinking, do I even count that as an ex, for goodness sakes? How do y'all even count that as an ex? For what reasons? For what reason? Why would you count that as an ex? You dated on the show, if I'm not mistaken, and then didn't you choose someone else? Like, what are we doing? So now, because you dated somebody on the show, no one else must date the person even though they're not friends with you. And Porsha was like, it's Atlanta. People have exes in common. Remember how Porsha had an ex, Porsha, I think, dated Candy's baby daddy, if I'm not mistaken. People date each other. It sounds like people recycle the same old people, right? It sounds like people keep recycling them. And so it's like, if you're recycling people, of course, someone is going to run into you and date an ex. It is not a big deal. You are married. And let's be clear, some people may say, oh, Porsha should have said something. Here is the thing. I can understand why Porsha would not say anything. KMichelle is a married woman. Why should she be bothered about something her ex has done or is doing or was doing? Did you guys notice when she was talking to Pinky, she gave the impression that Porsha was still messing with his ex? But then in front of Porsha's face, she then talks about it as they had dated. And so it's like, Porsha ain't even dating this person. Porsha has moved on to Sway, right? And even if she didn't know Porsha had moved on to Sway at this time, she would have seen Mike. So she was there even trying to do, the will you marry me on the first episode, right? So it's like, if that's the case, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are you trying to do, KMichelle? What is going on? And so I just feel like it almost feels a little bit like KMichelle was trying to stir the pot. KMichelle was looking for an issue, and then she found an issue and then cannot deal with it. It's like, girl, you were looking for an issue because there's no other way to put it. You are a married woman. You had such an issue about Drew saying, oh, isn't Black your friend? You had such an issue about that. Oh, she's insinuating that something happened between me and Black. I don't know that man. You had so many words to say. But we see that you were responding to him in your DMs. But you had so much to say about that man. But then you expected Porsha to come tell you that she was dealing with an ex of yours when you guys weren't even friends at that time. It's not a big deal. Did she even know that you guys were even dating? If it's on a show and it was just a thing, like it was a show, you dated a bunch of people on the show. Like, we're not talking about someone that you left with on the show, are we? And so this is why it just feels like KMichelle came wanting to have an issue, and she was like, no matter what happens, I'm going to get that issue. I am going to make sure there is such an issue. That is what it's given to me, because there is no way that this lady feels like what she is saying, she is justified in it. And I'm going to play the clip for you guys because I feel like it's so important for us. You guys know sometimes I like to bring clips so we can analyze the clips and get into it a little bit more. But I really think that KMichelle is hypersensitive. KMichelle is way too sensitive for reality TV. She needs to go and sit somewhere. She went left, right, center, telling whoever cares to listen, bad-mouthing Porsha. And then we find out it's something as little as this. It's like, girl, you have some serious issues if this is the reason why you have such an issue. And then she then had the audacity to say that this man said to her that, yeah, Porsha said, oh, why do I keep on ending up dating other people's men? It's like, you think Porsha is going to be silly enough to tell a man that? Like, what are we doing? The only way I can imagine her saying that is maybe the guy says, oh, I dated KMichelle. And then she's like, oh gosh, how do I keep ending up here? Maybe something like that. But I don't believe it's in the way in which KMichelle is saying. And did you guys also notice in the scene, she made it seem like the guy just said that it was only positive things that was said. Yes, she had an issue. But then when she went on her press tour, she made it seem like Porsha was talking bad about her to this man. And Porsha said it at the dinner, or was it in the confessionals? It's not like she said I said anything bad. She said I said nice things. So what's the issue? The guy is my friend. The guy is your friend. I said great things. I didn't even know you. And that's how you know people that are committed to misunderstanding you. Porsha could kiss her behind and tell her, oh no, I didn't mean it. She would hold it. She brought up the miscarriage comment, despite the fact that Porsha apologized, they squashed it. It's like, girl, what is it? Even the whole Kelli point, Porsha sat across you and said, I know you seeing me talk about or bring up the whole thing with Kelli is definitely not it's definitely not something that I would have wanted to do all of that. It just sort of happened. She did that. She said that, right? And so if you think about it in that way, Porsha even deaded and squashed the whole thing with her bringing it up with Kelli. They've had a thing going on, girl. You just came in 5 minutes ago, and there is no way I believe that you wouldn't have watched the previous seasons. So you saw Kelli come for that lady in her first episode. So the fact that you can be shocked that she decides to bring up something that Kelli is allegedly doing, and I'm going to get into it. Kelli exposed herself this episode, and I hope you guys are ready for that analysis. Kelli exposed herself. So my thing is, Porsha genuinely looks like she's over it. She looks confused, like KMichelle needs to get a grip. And then Kelli had to insert herself in it. It's like, Kelli, girl, you clearly have issues with this lady. I don't know why you are obsessed. You have Shamia now. There is no reason to be so obsessed about it. You have Shamia now. What are you doing? What is the reason? Right? And so it genuinely just feels like that. Like Kelli just came in obsessed. I think Kelli knew that she's not sure about her tenure on the show. She feels like she has to bring it. And the one person she knows she can come up against is Porsha. And I think that's exactly what she decided to do. So if anyone had a plot, a scheme, and a plan to come to us with a BS, it is them Kelli, it is Shamia, it is KMichelle, in my opinion. Hyper says KMichelle is looking for an issue the same way she's searching social media to see if her husband has an account so she can see what he's doing. Exactly, but my thing is, if your husband is married to you and you allow this man to cheat, let him cheat in peace. Why do you need to know who he is dealing with? Why do you need to know? What is the reason? Right? Why did you need to know all of that? Right? And so it's just given, I don't know what the heck is going on with the people. I don't know what it is. KMichelle, I think you may need to lay down on somebody's couch because something is going on. There has to be. Because you're extremely paranoid, you're delusional, you have a high sense of self, overly high sense of self. Like it's like, girl, relax. Nobody's gunning for you. It's not that deep. Okay. If Porsha is not gunning for Shamia, who was obviously gunning for her last season, the season, what makes you think she's going to care about you? Porsha is way too self-absorbed for all of that. She's way too self-absorbed to be out here plotting and scheming on you. Be for real. Be effing for real. Okay. Now let's bring up the clips because there are some bits that I really want to play and get into. Also, KMichelle was on Watch What Happens Live. Did you guys notice that her vibe on Watch What Happens Live was so different from the vibe that she had when she was spewing all this hate about Porsha. She knew not to bring it right in front of Andy's door, honey, because Andy would have shot it down. Okay? Andy would have shot it down. Period. Okay? Now, New Deal says, oh my God, please play what Lil Kim said about KMichelle years ago. Now, first of all, I do not have that clip. So if anyone has that clip, somebody find it for me and send it to my DMs on reviews and recaps. And I will play it for y'all, but I do not have the clip. So if anyone has this clip, if one of the mods could please send it to me, that would be very helpful. Also, normally when we do our poll, we usually would put like so New Deal since she's sending it now. All right, let me keep an eye on that. Let me keep an eye out for that. Okay. All right. Yeah, so is reviews then N, then recaps. Yeah. Let me just type that out so that it'll be easier. But yeah, that's the Instagram page if you want to send it to me. I will be checking my DMs regularly for that. In the meantime, let us get back to those clips that I wanted to share with you guys, and let's break it down. Let's break it down. Okay. All right. So, where should I even start from? Let's start with the KMichelle, then we'll get into Kelli. The way some of these clips keep getting broken up, I just hope that this has everything. Okay. Let me share this first. New Deal, thanks for sending it. I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't checked. Give me a second. Let me just play this first and then we'll come back to it. Okay. Okay, so now she's going to talk about the plot and the scheme, and then we'll get into it.
It wasn't what I was expecting. It was calming. It was a beautiful space. So I think I want to like openly address, everybody and everything at the table. I come in peace. I come in calm. When it comes to the situation, nobody got to be plotting against me, smiling in my face because I don't give a. Everyone's asking who and what. And Dallas, when I mentioned Shamia's name, you denounced it, but that's what I thought. So
Shamia with the faces, honey. Shamia will always make some faces every single time. It's like, girl, do you know more than the rest of the team, honey? Because what is going on? What's with all the faces? But anyway, so Angela is basically trying to let her know, like, yeah, girl, I thought it was you, and Shamia is just there rolling her eyes.
Own that. But I did have someone tell me that it was Phaedra, Porsha, and you, Drew, that were trying to gather information about me.
It's like everybody's looking. It's like, okay, so now it's gather information, not a plot and a scheme. When did gathering information become a plot and a scheme?
Hold on.
Like, when did that happen? To gather information, this is standard, for crying out loud, right? Like, when a newbie is joining, you gather information about the fact that the newbie is joining, right? Like, you find out, like, oh, okay, oh, do you know KMichelle? I don't know KMichelle. We filmed a movie together. I know she's your friend. Like, what's she like? It's standard. Does KMichelle want to tell us that she didn't ask around to the people that know these people to find out? Like, of course she did, probably did, right? Like, so let's not act like gathering information is something that is so shocking. It doesn't make any sense, right? And so I just think that she needs to like chill, relax, baby, relax, mind your business and drink some water. You need it. You're a bit thirsty. And at this point, is giving thirsty for attention. I think that she thought Drew would be the lowest hanging fruit, so she can easily go for Drew. And then she was trying to use Porsha's history against Porsha. Because I just don't understand why. And look at Porsha. Porsha is like fed up. Porsha at this point is just like, oh my gosh, this girl just wants to have an issue with me and I'm tired of playing nice.
I just would have preferred for you to have just simply said, you're not somebody that I want as a friend. Because I'm sure you could see that I was trying to be a friend to you. That was pretty much it.
You have to understand, my first encounter sitting down was you telling another woman that she slept with somebody at the BET Awards.
BET weekend for the award show. You didn't sleep with a married man? I did not. Yes, she did.
That threw me for a loop.
Girl, what does that have to do with you? You have been on reality TV in the past. What does that have to do with you, sister? Did you sleep with a married man? Like, why is that your issue? And I personally believe that KMichelle would have watched the show before. So you can't tell me you did not know that Kelli and Porsha were not good. So for you to be like, I just think KMichelle is looking for an excuse. And now she found it. That's honestly what I believe. I don't believe for a second that KMichelle is all innocent and, oh yeah, the thing with Kelli happened and I was so shocked and I just decided to watch. And it's like, girl, please, you wanted an issue with that lady and there you have it.
That closed me off. So I started to move and proceed with caution. Then I come out the hospital and you bust out and say, I stand up and the whole couch is just wet. A miscarriage?
Now, you guys know we covered it. I talked about it. Porsha should not have said that comment. Girl, next time, wait for somebody to tell you before you say stuff like that. Like, you're letting your intrusive thoughts win.
Okay, KMichelle, you know, if you
can't
are
be hurt?
Because you're
Why can't I
not
express?
understanding.
I'm understanding, lady. I'm talking to you and I'm telling you why it felt like that. I'm breaking it down. I'm being respectful. I'm having a real conversation with you.
Okay.
So after that, we go to Dallas, and then I am told that there is some behind the scenes of trying to find things to expose me.
Are you saying that I'm trying to expose you?
Yes.
In what way?
That is what I'm saying.
About what?
Why would I tell you what you're trying to expose me for? And you know.
It's like, girl, what is this? Like, every time KMichelle speaks, this is me. Like, because you cannot be serious, sis. Like, what is going on in that head of yours? Are some screws loose? Like, what is going on, sis? Like, get help.
That's funny. No, I'm saying, why would I be trying to expose you? That makes
because you do have a spirit of
sense.
exposure.
No,
Did you hear? She said you have the spirit of exposure. Now listen to Kelli's reaction. Remember, I told you guys that Kelli exposed herself. Listen to Kelli's reaction.
that's the part.
This is why I didn't want to be here. I should go.
Did you hear her validate the fact that she has the spirit of exposure? So Kelli, my dear, are you telling us that the tea is true? Because if the tea is not true, would it be exposure? Would it be exposure?
Hello.
No, but for real, would it truly be exposure? I personally think that validates what Porsha said, that she's effing with this married man. Because seriously, why would you say that it is exposure if there's no truth to it? I'll wait.
Go off of my intuition, and I didn't listen. Okay, so obviously there is 3 things.
And black, it's 4.
Oh my gosh.
Why do you care?
Why do I care? Because you brought this to me.
How would I even know about anything about you and black?
Girl, you know, you really need to stop saying his name.
Shut up, Dom, do what the I want.
Stop saying
Keep
his
talking.
name. I'm gonna ask.
Like, KMichelle, you're the one, you keep bringing up the fact that you're married, but you talk about everybody else but your husband. You're talking about a man that this, you're talking about that. It's like, who cares? You brought Black up. You talked about the fact that Black was in your DMs. You didn't have to. You could have taken that straight to your grave and no one would have found out about it. Because Black also does not seem like the type that will get up and decide to speak on it. So you could have kept it quiet, but you decided to spread your own tea because you were scared that the girls have something on you. And so you decided to get in front of it. And my thing is, first of all, why are you even trying? Why are you having conversations with Black when you are a married woman in the DMs? Let's be for real. So it just gives you know that having conversations with Black was inappropriate, and you were trying to stand in front of it and say, yeah, he sent me some DMs, blah blah blah, before any of the girls could say something. It's almost like spreading your own tea before someone else can, but it's not landing well.
I'm going to ask you to keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
I don't know you.
I don't know.
No, you know a lot about me. You want to run down my resume?
Because you ain't got one, bitch. It was easy.
Bitch.
Oh, now I'm not gonna lie, there's something witty about saying because you ain't got one. Now, in all fairness, she does have a resume. A lot of people probably know Drew before they would know Porsha, at least this audience in particular. Now, I do want to ask you, who do you guys think won between Drew and KMichelle? Let me just put it in the chat. You guys let me know. All right, I just put that in the chat. You guys let me know who you think won.
Yodel your ass out.
I will yodel all up in your
Obviously, you don't fit in.
Yodel, he. Nobody, Drew.
Okay, I didn't really get that yodeling in whatever that KMichelle was doing at the end. I do not get it. If you guys get it, put it in the chat, because maybe it is something that I do not understand. But to me, I just feel like, girl, it felt flat. It is giving you oppressed about Porsha, you're pressed about Drew, constantly trying to find an issue with this lady. And this lady is just there minding her business. Now, in all fairness to Drew, I don't think Drew has done that much this season. So maybe you having some beef with Drew is definitely giving Drew something to talk about. Yes. But at the same time, I just think like, girl, what the heck are you doing? You're doing too much. It's not necessary. And as if that was not enough, Kelli decided to bring herself into the mess. Now, let me see what you guys are saying. Bajan says, I feel it's Shamina and the Hobbit. Oh, you feel like they're the ones pulling KMichelle's strings. That could be interesting. Possibly. I will not be surprised if it's them. Everything, I think they're all involved, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Letitia. Hey, my love. How are you? This was such a good review of the mess we had to watch. KMichelle needs to eat and rest, just like Angela said. Yes, sis, you clocked it. I completely agree with you. Thank you for your support, my girl. But yeah, I agree with you. I think KMichelle just needs to chill out. Chill the heck out. We are tired. Take us out of the group chat. I have never been this drained from Real Housewives of Atlanta season. Like, even the OG seasons, it wasn't back to back to back drama like this. It was a little bit of drama, a little bit of fun. Like, it just was not this deep. And I just think that the way things are going, it's just giving so much drama for no reason. Like, give it a break, honey. Give it a break. Okay? Now, let me...
We have a noise ordinance. I did not say nothing to you.
This is all...
Porsha is like, Phaedra is like, we have a noise ordinance. Porsha is like, please. Oh, sorry, I'm mixing their names up now. Phaedra is like, we have a noise ordinance. And Phaedra probably lives in a really nice place. But she's like, please, don't come and ruin this thing for me. Don't let them call the police.
In your mind, you are creating it.
How would I know everything without him if it wasn't for you?
Drew and Kay.
Cut your
All right. Nasty.
I can't.
nasty.
Drew and
That's
Kay.
what you are.
So this is what we got to figure out, because tonight we want to move past whatever's going on.
I would like to finish what I was saying. If it was a breakdown,
Let Kimberly finish.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't what I was expecting.
So then this happens. And then the other bit that I wanted to show, let me see if I can get it, is the bit before I then play the Lil Kim's clip. This is when, give me a second, because all the clips be looking like each other. This is where Kelli decides to get involved. And I'm like, girl, Kelli, mind your business. Stay out of it. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Girl, you putting... Guys, can you hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me, and let me know if you can hear the clip, because I just got a notification that the audio isn't good. So let me know if you guys can hear me well, and when I play the clip, can you guys hear it, or do I need to sort of refresh? Can somebody please let me know? Yes, guys, please let me know what's going on with that. Let me know if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you can hear the clip. If you can hear the clip. Okay, good. Thank you, guys. And you guys can hear the clip as well, right? Cool. I love how they knew to go over there to Porsha to collect her before she collects Kelli, honey. Before she pops Kelli in the mouth. And when I tell y'all that if she pops Kelli in the mouth, I would not be offended. And I hope they do not kick her out. Oh, the clip is not playing. That's what I was trying to refer to. Okay, let me stop and try playing this back again. Because, yeah, it seems the clip ain't playing. 1 second, guys. That is the bit that I was trying to play. The funny thing is I could hear the clip, but it sounds like you guys couldn't. That's what I was trying to do. All right, let's refresh and then we'll play the clip together. And then if you guys just let me know that you can hear the clip.
What we have established here is
okay. I'll pause now. So let me know if you can hear the clip before we move on, because I don't want to waste y'all's time. So let me know if you guys can hear the clip before we move on. I'm going to wait. Hit that like button if you guys haven't. Let me look at how many people are hitting that like button. Y'all, don't be stingy with the likes. Let's get those likes up, please. Yeah, the likes really do not match. So please hit that like button. It's a free way to support the channel. Thank you very much. And for those, I know there are lots of comments also happening in the chat. So if you guys want to us to prioritize your comments, feel free to put a super chat and it will come up to the top. All right, guys. Okay, so you guys can hear it now, I think. Yes, perfect. Thank you so much, New Deal. All right.
Now, Porsha, every Nigerian in Atlanta.
Like, it was so uncalled for. Like, you have stuff going on and you really need to be focused on that, your ex-husband of yours and your money issues that you need to focus on. And you need to be asking yourself, why are you dating somebody who cannot provide for you? So that is a you problem. Porsha ain't never had that issue. So it sounds like you have a problem because Porsha has no issues paying her bills, but you seem to always have issues paying your bills. Are you jealous that you do not have any Nigerian men chasing you in Atlanta and the only person they want is Porsha? Because if she's effed all the married men in, or all the, not the married men, it's just, if she's, effed all the Nigerian men in Atlanta, then maybe, I guess they like her, right? They don't like you though. Because if you were dating one of those rich married men or rich men in question, then you wouldn't have all these broke issues you're dealing with. Now, let me be clear, because I know I said something about married. You all know I do not condone messing with married men. So just putting that out there. If anyone misunderstands me, it's a slip of tongue. Kelly's talking about don't play with me. It's like, girl, who are you? Who are you? Please. Hyper said, I was hoping she pushed that glass back in her face and bust her lip. Kelly does too much. She said her and Porsha didn't need to speak anymore and they were good where they were, but she keeps on. This is the thing. And this is why I feel like what these girls are doing is scary. You should be able to leave things where they are, right? Don't be putting stuff in people's faces. Don't be trying to escalate things, knowing fully well that Porsha has a temper and you're doing what you're doing. You know exactly what the heck you're doing. And so I actually think Porsha managed herself really, really well. Because there's no way somebody would have been in my face with a glass and I would not have mistakenly just popped that thing out of my hand, out of my face. Because to me, there's no way you're going to put something in my face and I will not take that as you have attacked me. That is an issue. Like, I low-key wanted her to just give her a little pop.
Bitch, I ain't the one either, hoe. You gonna learn. You don't put no drink up in my face. Oh my God. She a married preacher. She mad at me.
Did you hear that? She effed a married preacher and she is mad at me. Porsha, I need you to bring the receipts. Shut it down. Because the only reason that I can take for this obsession is that there is some truth to it because it doesn't make any sense anymore. At this point, you're picking at that lady. Demari says she hates that Porsha got that platinum puss. Okay? The platinum puss that all the Nigerians want, honey. Oh my gosh. That is definitely gagging me, y'all. That is gagging me. New Deal says, I'm actually surprised Porsha did not do more. Yes, Porsha is really holding back. Porsha is trying to be a new person. Like, that's why you can tell that even Porsha was trying to handle KMichelle with care. And then Porsha realized that, yeah, nah, she is obviously done. And in a way, I'm glad that Porsha stood up because Porsha is like, girl, I hope you don't think that I'm not about to pop you. And I love how the people, production and them co-saw that, yo, if you guys put Porsha in that, she will pop her in the mouth. It's almost giving that maybe Kelli wants Porsha to pop her so she can then sue her. Because Kelli needs a coin right now. And it's giving Kelli will do anything for a coin. And I guess that's what Porsha said. Porsha said that married man ain't gonna give you ish. Which is obvious because if you're having money issues and the so-called person that you're effing cannot give you a cent, girl. Yep. It seems like Porsha and Phaedra don't want to expose the man and his family. Agreed. New Deal says, not gonna lie, Porsha kinda is winning me over this season. I would never have thought that. That's the thing. Porsha did not even have to do much and she is winning people over. Porsha won a lot of people over at the reunion because of how she handled Shamia. Now Porsha is handling KMichelle and this girl, Kelli. And now it's like people are now all of a sudden starting to like her again. And the thing is, people hated Porsha for a while because of the whole thing with Simon. So it's like, girl, relax.
Man on that plane, and you know exactly what he is.
I know.
You know that he's your goddamn plane. He's not a stewardess. Now, I ain't trying to
She's like, it's not a stewardess, of course.
out nobody's family, but don't send no bitch. That's close to me.
Did you hear what she said? I am not trying to out somebody's family, but don't say to be this close to me. Now, one thing I will say is Phaedra definitely understood the assignment. I say that because why else would Phaedra put Kelli right next to Porsha? That was a hazard waiting to happen. And this is why I feel like sometimes Bravo and all of these people put some of these people in certain situations for things to happen. Because why are you putting Porsha right next to Kelli, knowing Kelli has a hard-on for Porsha? Of course, it was bound to happen. It was only a matter of time. So I feel like at this point, I'm starting to believe the rumor. I'm starting to believe that there is some truth to it because it doesn't make sense, the whole Kelli and Porsha thing. Now, I put a poll in the chat for you guys, and I asked you guys, who do you guys think won the read-off between Drew and KMichelle? And 78% of y'all were on Team Drew. And that's the thing. I feel like because everyone just sees how things went with Drew and KMichelle, it's just so obvious that people are just like, yeah, now we're over this. You can't be picking at Drew because you feel like she's the lowest hanging fruit. That's just not okay. Now, I do want to ask you guys, let me put up a poll about do you think Porsha should have popped her in the mouth? To be honest, I know y'all will say yes. Let me put up a different poll, y'all, because I don't want it to seem like we are condoning violence, but it's definitely giving that a little pop would not have hurt, honey. Because you are, yeah, Kelli is doing way too much. Kelli needs to relax. Let me ask you, do you guys think Kelli slept with a married man? Because it's starting to sound very believable to me, honey. It is seeming very believable. Because why are you so upset? What is going on? Like, why are you so angry about it if there isn't any truth to it? It doesn't make sense. And I know some people will say, oh, she said something about effing the married man on the plane. Guys, I'm just waiting for the reunion and I need the receipts to be exposed. Because the way Kelli is moving is definitely moving like she's smashed that married man to me. But I've put a poll in the chat for you guys to decide whose side you're on and whether you believe that, she effed the married man. You know what is so interesting? Porsha apologized last episode. Kelli refused to apologize, even though Kelli was wrong and Kelli started it to begin with. Yet, Porsha was trying to take the high road. And so maybe she thought she could play with Porsha again because Porsha was trying to take the high road. And it's like, yeah, nah. At this point, Porsha girl, I need you to stop trying to take a high road with these bees. These women clearly do not like you. Clearly don't like you. And even, let's be for real, even Phaedra set you up by having you sit right next to Kelli. Let's be for real. Now, I'm going to give Phaedra a little bit of grace because there's a possibility that production made sure that happened. But production, you are playing with a lawsuit. You are playing with a hostile working environment. Knowing fully well the way that this lady treats Porsha, you shouldn't be having her sit down right next to Porsha ever. And so you guys better handle that. And I hope Porsha went to the execs and told them, y'all better not sit me right next to Kelli again because I will pop her in the mouth. I really hope that that's what was said and that's what was done. Me too. I really hope that family has been informed because the way Porsha is going, I will not be surprised if she exposes it very, very soon. I don't think she would be able to hold her mouth and hold her breath on it. And the fact that she even said that this was Phaedra's client, I'm like, oh my gosh. I really just hope, it's like, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? That's what I would say. Hey, Miss Linda. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. Yep, Kelli needs a storyline. She has nothing going on, probably because she keeps attacking Porsha unprovoked. Probably why she keeps on attacking Porsha unprovoked. Yes, I definitely agree. That is what is given. Is given, yeah, you have some serious things going on, sis. I do not know why you cannot focus on that. And a lot of the people would give her empathy, but it's obvious she just wants to come at Porsha because she's trying to secure her spot. She's hoping that she can get a seat right next to Andy. Now, the other thing I want to say is, are you guys noticing that this whole season, it's given that Shamia is barely doing anything, especially when it comes to the rest of the girls? It's almost like Shamia's voice is completely stifled. It's like, what is going on? Shamia, are you okay? Are you okay? Is Gerald taking you through the ringer? Is something happening at home that we need to be aware of? I just feel like she's not clocked in. And I don't know if you guys feel that way. I feel like she's not clocked in. And my thing is, if you're not clocked in, you need to go. You need to go. You're not clocked in. I'm sure they're spending a good coin on you because you're a housewife. Honey, you need to go if you are not ready to clock in. You have one job, clock in. I just don't get it. I really, really do not get it at all. Demarie says, why mention a new man you can't talk about? This is the question. Why? And I feel like you're only bringing up the new man thing now because you've been exposed for having, coitus with a married man, honey. That is what it's given. That is what it is given to me. Demarie says her troops are overtaking her and she wasn't expecting that. Yes, but it's like, girl, pivot. Pivot quickly. And that's probably Shamia's problem. Shamia doesn't know how to pivot, right? Things are not going well. Pivot. Okay, maybe I need to switch alliances. Pivot. Maybe I need to squash it with Porsha. Pivot. Right? But it's almost like she is not ready to pivot. And she is always just not ready to pivot. She sits in it for way too long. It's like, girl, move on. Yes, guys, please hit that like button. And yes, super chats and PayPals are truly appreciated to keep the channel running. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, everybody. When I tell y'all the way it is so hot today, like it's like 33 degrees. It is so hot. Like low key, whilst I'm recording this, I am practically topless. I'm practically topless as I record this. It is crazy hot. Like, oh my gosh. I low-key feel like today would have been such a nice day to be at a beach. I didn't even check the weather. If I did, I would have just dragged myself out to a beach. And I'd probably be recording that from this session from a beach, honey, because it's way too hot to be at home. Anyway, Hyper says Shamia has no one but Kelli to film with. When the lady at the surrogate clinic asked about Gerald, she was like, you know, he doesn't want to be on these cameras. I know. And I was like, girl, that man does not want to be on camera. So leave that man and go back to being a friend of. If you want to continue to be with this man, just leave the job. Tell them you want to be relegated to a friend of because your husband does not want to be on the show. And just be a friend of. Look at Cynthia. Cynthia is a friend of, but she's actively involved. She's practically there all the time, except when she has to travel. So you can be that kind of friend of, agree a nice little check, right? But you can still be there. So I don't know why she's so obsessed with having to have the peach. It's almost like you need that validation that the peach is going to get you as a housewife when that's not necessary. You can be a Cynthia Bailey and still be clocked in, right? Like the show is not about Cynthia she's a friend of, but she's just as involved as the rest of them. Probably even more so involved than she is. So I just don't get it, honestly. I just don't get it. Tommy says, I started watching the old seasons and I love how it didn't seem like they were manufacturing fights like KMichelle and Shamia. This is the thing, and even Kelli. Back then, people were just themselves. They didn't feel like they had to come and perform and be something that they were not. They just showed up to work, right? Had conversations, had fun. The end, no one was plotting, scheming. There were no teams. Everyone was just naturally hanging with the people they enjoy. And I feel like they need to bring that back. They really need to bring that back because it's not working. It really ain't working. It's just too much. And I think that part of it also is a lot of these girls are not entertaining outside of being negative. See how Porsha, Angela, and the girls had their sit down and they weren't even negative. It was fun to watch. That is the old housewives that I miss. And I feel like these new girls, they're not fun. They're like misery and sadness. They're not fun. And so the only time they can bring it is when they are bringing that negative energy. And it's not necessary, right? Don't get me wrong. Naturally, conflicts will happen. You don't need to fight and create conflicts for conflicts to happen. In any sort of group, conflicts will happen. Even with your friends at home, sometimes you say something, your friend doesn't like it, conflicts happen. That's just what happens, right? Rain Bass says Shamia is giving Kelli the ammunition to go against Porsha. She is. And I don't want to hear anything when Porsha finally starts giving everyone ammunition to go after Shamia. Because I feel like she has been taking the high road. She has been taking the high freaking road. And it's like, how long are you going to continue to take the high road? At some point, we need to, take it straight to hell. Because it's like, I'm taking the high road with you, and you are trying to do the most. You were practically trying to have, some sort of physical altercation, which is unnecessary. So that's how I feel. And so I just feel like, yeah, if Shamia is giving the ammunition to Kelli and the rest of the girls, then Porsha, girl, it's time to start giving ammunition. Get the people to work. Get Angela to work. Let Angela spread it across the group. Like, if that's what we're going to be doing, let's do that. Let us do that, period. I feel like Kelly's doing that on her own. She's been gunning for Porsha since episode 1 of the last season. Do you know why I think it's beyond that? I feel like Kelly and Shamia had conversations before we even saw them in that episode. Remember, before the episode even started, Shamia was having conversations with Angela and Drew about Porsha. So I have no doubt that she was also having those conversations with Kelly privately before we even saw it. Guys, please hit that like button if you haven't already. Please hit that like button. All right, so let me bring up the clip that New Deal sent to me in my DMs. Let's bring it up and let's talk about it. Now, I don't ever remember seeing this clip in my life, so I would be seeing it for the first time. All right.
You and KMichelle. KMichelle was up here and
She said she was almost
out.
the baby's godmama.
Yeah, she was like she was almost your
I didn't
child's
even know y'all was
godmom.
that
She
tight.
said she was almost the baby's godmama. You
Yeah.
done asked her, and then
He said, tell the truth.
That chick is a bag of pecans.
You know, like,
Ooh! She is literally saying that that girl is bad-ish crazy. My goodness. Ain't that the truth? Remember, she even said her husband called her Looney Tunes. It's all adding up. It is adding up. Looney Tunes.
like a trail mix. You know, like when you're eating a trail mix and you like all of the nuts that you like, you eat, and the nuts that you can't stand, that's just back in the. She's the bag of nuts that you put back in the like a black jelly bean. Yeah, like a black jelly bean.
Oh, I did not even know Lil Kim can read like this. Okay. That is so weird to me, honey. That is so weird.
She is nuts. Yo, my son, yo, she is so nuts. You are liable to see her skipping.
Ooh! Oh my gosh.
Who skips? Who skips? No, this chick is nuts, yo. I mean, first of all, why would I ever make her my child's godmother? I've only met this woman one time.
no,
Come on.
One time.
And you guys like to say KMichelle don't be lying. The way things are going, like, bravo, I hope you are not gearing things for a lawsuit, because if KMichelle continues to behave like a bag of pecans, then you may end up in another lawsuit. Bravo. You may end up in another lawsuit. I don't know if you're ready for that. I do not know if you are ready for that. Okay.
Person.
no.
We talk on the phone, you know, after that, because she was a fan of mine. You know, I appreciate that. Anybody who shows me love, I'm gonna show major love back. And so we never had, first of all, let's clear this up. Let's get this straight right now. We never had a conversation about her being my child's godmom.
That is so funny. That is actually so funny. What the hell? You mean to tell me she is literally saying that there wasn't even a conversation? Y'all, this is crazy. This is, yeah, definitely the voices in the head, man, because this is crazy. You mean to tell me this lady said she was about to be that lady's godmother or her kid's godmother, knowing fully well she only spoke to that lady once? That is crazy work. And y'all keep saying, KMichelle, don't be lying. It's like we've caught her in so many lies just from this last few episodes. The story keeps changing. Oh my gosh. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Y'all better run the likes up. I'm liking this because, we need to remind the people that this is crazy.
I don't know you. I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. Why would I do that? And then she said she called me. Let's just clear this up too. If she had called me, we would have never been in that predicament. If she had called me and said, yo, Kim, I was on Twitter and I said some things and your fans is coming at me sideways. Yo, can you check them? Out of respect for our relationship, because I don't know her that well, but you know what I mean? We were trying to develop something. Out of respect for that, I would have said something to my fans if she had called me, texted me. When I watched what she was saying, I said, this chick is having a conversation with herself.
This is what I mean, which is exactly what is happening. This is the proof. This is the proof. And I know some KMichelle fans will probably drag me tonight, but I do not care. This has to be the proof, because what the hell? Yours fave is a little delusional. Like, what the hell? What the hell, Leon? What the hell, Leonte? Like, what is going on? This is delusional. This is delusional. That is crazy, 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 crazy work. Like, she definitely, remember I told y'all that I legit think that she projects her insecurities. Like, she really be projecting how she feels deep down within herself. Because she's plotting and scheming, she is projecting that on Porsha and Drew. It's like, girl, you must be hearing some voices. Now, it's even funnier when Porsha said it must be the voices in her head, and because yeah, it is definitely giving the voices in her head. You cannot make this up. This is crazy work.
What's the situation with you and KMichelle? KMichelle was up here. And
Like, y'all, the way I feel like listening to this whole thing again, like, if I could find the whole thing, I would listen to this again, because something is not, there's some screws that are loose. And she needs to, like, tighten them. Get someone to tighten them, because something is not right. Craziness. Just craziness. Like, you can't even make it up. Honestly, KMichelle, girl, whatever the issue is, I hope you get help. I hope you get help. New Deal said play it again. I am so gonna play it again, y'all. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Also, I do have a poll. Please participate in the poll. Let me know if you guys think that Kelly slept with a married man, yes or no. So far, it's looking like 88% of y'all think Kelly F that married man. Okay? But y'all put it in the poll. And let's play this again for just comic effect, honey, because I cannot laugh by myself.
She said she was almost the baby's godmama.
Yeah, she was like, she was almost your
I didn't
child's
even know y'all was
godmom.
that.
Did you see how she put her hand on her face because she could not believe it?
She said she was almost the baby's godmama. You done asked her, and then
He said, tell the truth.
This chick, that chick is a bag of pecans. You know, like a trail mix. You know, like when you're eating a trail mix and you like all of the nuts that you like, you eat, and the nuts that you can't stand. That's just back in the, she's the bag of nuts that you put back in the like a black jelly bean. Yeah, like a black jelly bean.
Oh.
She is nuts. Yo, my.
Oh my gosh, I cannot deal. Like, you guys, this is so funny to me. Yo, I cannot.
My son, yo, she is so nuts. You are liable to see her skipping. Who skips?
skips.
No, chick is nuts, yo. I mean, first of all, why would I ever make her my child's godmother? I've only met this woman one time.
No,
Come on.
One time in person.
No,
We talked on the phone, you know, after that because she was a fan of mine. You know, I appreciate that. Anybody who shows me love, I'm gonna show major love. That.
But this is another thing, yeah. And I understand sometimes it's easy to get involved with fans, but sometimes this is why you don't be getting involved with fans. And remember, I told you the way KMichelle has been moving is given like someone who is a fan, like someone who watched the show, studied the show, and decided to come and bring that into it is craziness. Honestly, craziness. Like, you cannot make this ish up, honestly speaking. This is bananas.
And so we never had, first of all, let's clear this up. Let's get this straight right now. We never had a conversation about her being my child's godmom. I don't know you.
It's like, where did you even get that from? How do you sit down and concoct this? Like, it's crazy to me. My thing is, I keep wondering, do you guys think that KMichelle really believes this? Or do you guys think that she just lies for sport? What do you think? Do you guys think that KMichelle believes the lies or she just lies for sport? Put it in the chat, because this is so all a mess.
You. I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. Why would I do that? And then she said she called me. Let's just clear this up too. If she had called me, we would have never been in that predicament. If she had called me and said, yo, Kim, I was on Twitter and I said some things, and your fans is coming at me sideways. Yo, can you check them out of respect for our relationship? Because I don't know it that well, but you know what I mean? We were trying to develop something out of respect for that. I would have said something to my fans if she had called me, texted me. When I watched what she was saying, I said, this chick is having a conversation with herself.
That is literally it. This chick is having a conversation with herself. When I tell you, that gags me every time. This lady is over there having a conversation with herself. That is craziness. Which is the same way she came to breakfast crying. Like, this is crazy. This is nuts. You really cannot make this up. So guys, do you think she is genuinely believes her lies, or do you think she's lying for sport? You know how some people lie because they just want to cause chaos and cause issues? Like, I'd be wondering, like, is she really lying because of that, or she's really just trying to cause chaos up here? Like, what is she doing? Sis, like, you may be onto something, honey. Like, what is going on? Yes. Let me see what y'all are saying. So Tommy says, I think she believes it genuinely. She acts crazy. Wow. So she really be believing her own lies. Interesting. Rain Bass says she lies for sports, attention, and sympathy. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Hold on.
Now, I think you may be onto something. I think you may be onto something. And I think that might be something that I would want to explore in a little bit more detail. Because think about it. She loved the attention, everyone waiting for her in breakfast. Then she shows up in breakfast and then she starts crying. And it's like, girl, why are you crying? Like, what is this? Right? It's almost like she wanted everybody's attention. Oh my gosh. Rain Bass may have hacked it. I have put a link up there in case any one of you guys want to come up and talk about this. If you guys want to come up and share your thoughts, please click on that link and come up and share your thoughts. Because I'm thinking you may be onto something, Rain Bass, because it's definitely given attention seeking, someone who lies for sport and sympathy. I think you may be right. I think you may be right, because it's like, and the problem is she says it with so much conviction. You know how some people lie, yeah? And the way they lie, it's even obvious that they're lying. They're not convinced. They don't sound like they are convinced. They do not sound like, she seems convincing. Then she likes to remind us about how she ain't never been caught lying on anybody. And it's like, girl, you've been caught lying on a few people. Let's be for real. But the way she says it with so much delusion, like she believes this ish, like she be serious. And so, yeah, to me, I'm like, yeah, girl, it ain't adding up. New Deal says, and people are trying to make plots to defend her delusion. This is the thing. And it's so sad because I've seen some people in the comments really being like, no, KMichelle is telling the truth. Remember what happened in season 9? I'm like, the fact that you guys had to go back to season 9 and couldn't find anything since then should tell y'all that maybe let's stop holding season 9 against some of these people. Okay? Food for thought. We should have clocked the craziness when she came in and was looking directly in the camera. Oh my gosh, you guys. You guys are cracking me up today, okay? But yes, you were right. We should have known, because why are you looking in the camera? Like, what is the reason? And this is why I don't buy her BS, right? You say that, oh, the first time you got to know Porsha, blah, 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 you saw her come at Kelli. That's BS, because you've had at least 2 sit-downs with Porsha that we have seen, one-on-one. So which is it, right? Why didn't you have that energy then? So if you're saying the first time you ever saw Porsha was when she sat down with Kelli, then why did you not have that issue when you sat and cried in her arms? This is what I mean when I say the lies are not adding up. Like, I need that meme from Candy. The lies, the lies. Like, literally, the lies are not adding up. Like, sis, get a grip. What is actually going on? Like, Super says, watching KMichelle's fans try to explain her lies is insane. Insane. And there was somebody that I literally had to respond to the person. I don't be responding to people a lot of times in these random blogs, but some recently I'm like, yo, nah, fam. I need to jump in and respond because what the hell? What is going on with people? And this is the thing I feel like sometimes with like social media and people, yeah. Just for me, just because I like someone does not mean I cannot hold them accountable. I'm allowed to, I can like somebody but still hold you accountable. I can like you but still say you're dead wrong. And I just don't understand how people find it difficult to separate that. Because I don't understand how people are watching this season and don't think KMichelle is being delusional and trying to lie on Porsha, Phaedra, and Drew. That's what is given. I think you're trying to lie on them because you know from season 9 it would be easy to lie on them. So let's be for real. If you really believe there was a plot, you won't listen to Phaedra tell you there isn't a plot, but not listen to Porsha tell you there isn't a plot. You believed a man's opinion over another woman. Yet you think that you are a girl's girl and you complain that Porsha isn't a girl's girl? I'm like, girl, you are moving like someone that is not a girl's girl. Because if you're a girl's girl, if a man tells you something, you know that sometimes these men say things because they want to cause issues between you and the girl. Right? Some of these men are messy. So there's no way a man will tell me something and I'll believe it and take it as gospel and I would not have a conversation with so-called my friend or another girl in question. Ridiculous. Rainbass says, in KMichelle's mind, everything she does and says is right, period. Super says she's sick. I think that breakfast scene, she practiced her lies and practiced how to cry. Yeah, she probably put in some of that energy from her acting thing. Because remember, didn't she act something? I think her and Porsha were in a movie together or something like that. Bashan says she's worse than Stacy. Stacy has been redeemed. That is what it is given, honey, because what the hell? What is going on? I need to know, why is KMichelle so deep up Angela's behind? Is it because she was a FF? Do you know what I think? I actually think that KMichelle is trying to break up that team. KMichelle is trying to get Angela on their side. In the other team, the team with the Shamia, the Kelly of it all. I think she's trying to get Angela over to that side so that Porsha would only have Phaedra. Because Cynthia is in and out. And Cynthia, to be honest, Cynthia is not on anyone's side. Cynthia just minds her business. So Porsha would literally be left with no reinforcement. And I think that's what they're trying to do. If they're going to move that way, they better bring Lauren in so that Porsha has backup, because the way it's moving, and Angela is also not to be trusted. I like Angela, but Angela has no loyalties to those girls. Angela has no loyalties to anybody. If you guys peep it, Angela is always throwing shots at Porsha in the confessionals. I don't know if some of you all noticed it. So Angela has no loyalty to anybody. Angela is just playing the game, being on the show, just moving wherever the wind blows. And so I think KMichelle is trying to kiss Angela's behind so that Angela would be over there on that team. Now, Angela is not stupid. One thing Angela does is Angela be in the comments like the rest of us. Hi, Angela, in case Angela is in the chat. Because Angela knows a lot of the things that we are discussing, and she knows what the fans want. And she knows the fans enjoyed seeing her, Porsha, and them lot. So she's probably going to stick with them and not be chilling with the misery folk. So there is that as well. Is the wife in Phaedra's office going over divorce papers? What wife in Phaedra's office? Did I miss something? Nidio says that's why people be having fake friends and be letting people play in their face, because it's people like KMichelle and they just be letting them operate through delusion. This is the thing. Sometimes it's like, yo, you need to sit your friend down and say, girl, you are cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Like something ain't right with you, sis, and you need to get it checked. You need to get it checked quickly. Get help. You know, there's no way my friend would be out here playing like this and moving like this, and I wouldn't say, girl, I love you. I'm going to start with love. I love you, girl. You are nice. You're beautiful. But, girl, whatever it is that you are doing, you need to stop it now. It is not a good look. It's not going to end well for you. And the fact that nobody, not even Pinky, could say to her, girl, you're my sorority sister, but I think you're dragging this. You're a married woman. You don't have no business dragging this, sis. Relax. Relax. Okay? Rainbass says, KMichelle apparently has not crossed anybody on the country music circuit yet because we would have heard about it. She knows what she is doing on purpose. Absolutely. I definitely think that once she realized that Phaedra could bring her that swing for the music, bring those white folks to listen to her music, she decided, I am not crossing Phaedra and I'm removing Phaedra from the scheme that was set up. And instead, I'm going to go on Drew and Porsha, because there's no way you can tell me you removed Phaedra out of it, but decided you were going to keep Drew and Porsha. If Phaedra says she was not part of a plot and she was added to part of the plot, shouldn't you think that, okay, maybe the message I was giving is wrong? And I am very curious to see what the Carlos King gang would say tonight, because I feel like they're always giving KMichelle so many passes. Oh, you know, maybe this, maybe that. I'm very curious to see what they're going to say tonight, because I'm like, y'all better not give her any passes. And the funny thing is, I've seen a lot of YouTubers as well give KMichelle passes and talk about, yeah, these women be plotting. And I'm like, what are we saying? Are we watching the same show? Yeah, so for those that are lurking, hit that like button, please. It is a free way to support the channel. Please and thank you. Okay, let's get those likes up, please and thank you now. Guys, also, please continue to vote in the poll. I asked you guys, do you guys think that Kelly slept with a married man? And 91% of you guys said yes. Okay. But I'm going to keep looking at it, so please keep voting in the poll. I think it's very interesting that 91% of you guys said it. And I'm so curious. I would love to be a fly on the wall for some of y'all who clicks on yes to know, why did you click on yes? What was it about Kelly and how things have been going that made you believe that Kelly effed that married man? Put it in the chat if you guys can, or click on the link to come up and talk about it. Alrighty, Cynthia said Angela jumped in when Pinky was arguing with her in Dallas. Why Angela is not jumping in with Drew versus KMichelle? Angela has learned. As in Angela jumped in when Pinky was arguing with her in Dallas. Why Angela not jumping with Drew versus KMichelle? Oh, it's interesting. I won't be surprised if there is something between Angela and KMichelle. And it's funny because Angela does not like none of these people. Think about it. When KMichelle was over there crying, Angela was just looking like, please, give me a break. Angela does not like any of these people. Angela is just there to collect a check and be a fan favorite. Okay? That's the thing. So I feel like I need somebody to tell that lady quickly so that there's no hindrance to Porsha being able to bring the tea. And I need Porsha to bring screenshots, receipts, all of that. We are not just taking your word for it, honey. Give us screenshots now. Not because I don't believe you, but I feel like you just need to close it down with some of these naysayers quickly. Okay? I need a blog. If you know the tea, expose it. Please and thank you. Expose it. Thank you very much. The end. If you're enjoying the content and want to support, PayPal and Super Chats are available. Yes, please. Thank you so much. You're going to have to let me know what they say because I can't watch a whole episode. Don't worry, girl. I got you. I will come over here and tell you whatever it is that is discussed, honey. I got you. All right. She's so defensive when it comes up. An innocent person wouldn't react that way. Yes, that is exactly how I feel. It's like, girl, it's the same way KMichelle acts about her pussy stinking. And it's like, girl, if it didn't, why are you so vexed? Like, what is going on? Is it that deep? Does it need to be that serious? Like, it really didn't need to be that deep. Relax. Now, a lot has happened on the socials since then. So I will bring that up. Let me see if I can bring up some clips from Watch What Happens Live that KMichelle did. Because I feel like, yeah, let's get into some of that. First of all, did you guys notice how KMichelle decided to show up? KMichelle, girl, are you cross-playing? Like, what is going on? Why are you dressed like that? Why? Right? That's a bit odd. But yo, listen.
And the oyster comment. I feel like, and this was something you were so sensitive about and you didn't want broadcast, but I felt like.
Did you hear that? Andy just exposed her. She did not want this oyster comment to be broadcast. That means it really be stinking, because what? She just said oyster. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You know you acted a fool, and now you thought you had enough pull to tell Bravo to make sure it doesn't come up. And it's like, girl, of course it's going to come up. Of course it is going to come up because you brought that up. And so I love how Andy brought it. And I think it's very interesting that she came on Andy's show and she became so sweet. She's there smiling. You see the energy she was giving in the interview she did recently, talking about a plot, a scheme. Why aren't you saying this in front of Andy? Why are you not saying it in front of Andy? Doesn't make sense at all. Now, I'm going to make this bigger just for a quick second so y'all can see what the heck I'm talking about. See, this is how this lady went over there looking.
By then saying it, you were weirdly the one that brought it on the show. It wouldn't.
Like, what is going on with this look? Who thought that this was appropriate? It's giving you came wanting to look a certain way to appeal to a certain audience, and it's not going to work. Super said she thought she could control the Bravo cameras. Yes, I definitely think that she thought so. I think she thought it was going to be one of those ones she can pull some strings and then they'll bring it. Like, girl, Bravo cameras are not listening to you. Once it's recorded, honey. They are not listening to you. And let's be honest, you're a newbie. You don't have any pull whatsoever. And it's something so little. Oysters, for goodness sakes.
Come up otherwise.
But I think it would have. I think it would have come up because they were preparing to gear up for it. So for me, I feel like I'm getting ahead of this.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, go ahead and talk to me about it, because I know as soon as I make one of you all mad and there's something that you don't like, what you're going to do, you're going to pull out something that you saw me act a fool in the media about.
So, your delusion. So basically, it is you thinking you're trying to get ahead of the story and then you end up exposing yourself. This is what happens to people who are always on high alert, people who are hypersensitive. You think everyone is out to get you because you are out to get everybody else. And so then you assume that they're going to bring it up when these ladies just wanted to be nice to you. Now look at you.
Regarding Porsha and the oyster comment.
So let me see.
I feel like, and this was something you were so sensitive about and you didn't want broadcast, but I felt like by then saying it, you were weirdly the one that brought it on the show. It wouldn't have come up otherwise.
But I think it would have. I think it would have come up because they were.
So she is punishing Porsha for something that could have come up but didn't come up. Girl, please.
Preparing to gear up for it. So for me, I feel like I'm getting ahead of this.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, go ahead and talk to me about it, because I know as soon as I make one of you all mad and there's something that you don't like, what you're going to do, you're going to pull out something that you saw me act a fool in the media about.
Regarding Porsha.
Someone said, Andy basically said, girl, want nobody plotting and planning on you but you. Remember how I said KMichelle is the weapon that is formed against herself? I guess I was right. Because it's definitely given you are the weapon formed against yourself. You wanted to jump in front of narratives. Remember I told you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, I said to you guys that her saying things like men are allowed to cheat and he can do anyone and whatever and she's cool with it is her trying to jump in front of the narrative before it comes out that this man is stepping out. This is my feeling. I've been saying this for ages. That is what it is given. It's given, let me jump ahead of it, in front of it, before someone exposes me, exposes the marriage, exposes what's going on. Same thing she did with the Black situation. Same thing she did with her husband and his alleged indiscretions, or whatever you want to call it. Alleged infidelities. Same thing she did with the oyster comment. You assume that people are going to say something about you, and then you jump in front of it and then expose yourself. It's like you're doing the work for them. If you do this next season, they will light you up because they would be prepared for you. They would be on you like white on rice, sis. Latoya says, I wondered, since KMichelle couldn't change narrative, that's why she said Porsha thinks she's running Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yes, plus I think it's just some hateration going on. I think that she genuinely believes that Porsha is the HBIC, which she is. And because she thought she was going to come and kick Porsha off the spot, and it did not happen, so now she has to recalibrate. Someone said, I honestly never thought, New Deal says, I honestly never thought I would see someone more delusional than Brit on the show. Oh my gosh. KMichelle makes Brit seem wonderful. Okay? Wonderful. Now, the second thing that I wanted to bring up was this clip, and then we'll move on.
Why is it easier for you to express yourself on Twitter instead of in person to the ladies?
I think it's easier for me to do that because for over 10 years now, I've always communicated like that. It's been my mental journal. And when it comes to expressing things now, what I'm trying to do is think before I speak.
Okay.
So
That's a new one.
I think that's the safest place for me to go home and think about it and, you know, pick up my...
So you woke up first thing in the morning before breakfast, and the first thing you could do is tweet instead of writing in your journal. To be like, oh, wait, this is what's happened. You had to tweet about it? Like, girl, please, attention seeker.
My phone in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Realize I just got played.
Okay, and realize you just got played, you said. But conversely, it feels like your feelings of sabotage from the other ladies are not landing with the viewers. Why?
Yep, they are not landing with the viewers, including us.
Do you think that is?
I think they love the OGs and love everybody so much that I feel like...
That is not what it is. The OGs are constantly getting dragged left, right, and center, my dear. Porsha is constantly getting dragged because people want Nene there, not Porsha, my dear. So for you to think that because the people like the OGs know is because your story does not make any sense.
Like sometimes they can't do any wrong. I also feel like they would have appreciated it more if I had said it right there on the spot. And I can respect them. I can agree to disagree when I'm wrong, when I'm there. But I feel like by the end of the season, they have to tune in and they'll see exactly who I am and why I reacted as I did.
Why is it?
But here's the thing. You say that. You say that, right? It's the same way she said, oh yeah, we should keep watching. And now we've watched another episode. And it's like, make it make sense. You sound delusional. You sound like Looney Tunes. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Right? The people, OGs get dragged. Everybody gets dragged on the show. You do something this week, people like you. The next week, they do not like you. People did not like Brit for a while. Towards the end of the season, we started to like Brit. It's just like, instead of her to take a step back and decide, you know what, how could I have shown up differently? She decided not to do that. Instead, she's doubling down, and that is why someone like that is dangerous. Dangerous. Yep, she's refusing to accept accountability. Dangerous. Dangerous. It doesn't make any sense. Someone says, Porsha, Cynthia, and Phaedra have gotten beyond dragged in the past. The fans will call out the vets fast AF. Yes, exactly. So she's lying. Someone says, KMichelle gave us tweets going on the defense before the season even started, has been on multiple platforms after each episode to clear up the disconnect, yet continues to leave us more confused. Make it make sense. Please take the L and realize the show is not for you. Call it one and done. She's not going anywhere. In my opinion, I don't think she's going anywhere. I think that she loves the level of attention that this is giving her. And there are some people who thrive on attention. Remember, she posted something recently and talked about giving us entertainment. Like, honey, we are not entertained. This has gotten to another level. I am annoyed by you. I am not entertained in the slightest. In the slightest. You know how sometimes you can still be a little entertained by somebody? This one is like, I am not entertained by you at all. At all. At all. Real Tea with Diva D says, Kay sounded like Reba last night. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, but if you guys know who that is, let me know. I do not know who that is. Now, one thing I do agree with, though, is she is not entertaining at all. At all. Like, I don't know what's going on there. Like, it's not entertaining. Like, just be fun and funny and relax and chill. Stop being on the defense. Nobody's out to get you, sis. Relax. And I think that's her problem. She really believes that everyone is out to get her, and she just needs to relax. Like, it's not that serious. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is, yeah, me too. I don't want to see her again. I really hope she just says she's not coming back next season. If she says that, I would be so happy. Like, pull a Brit, don't come to the reunion, and don't come back. Simple. I will Google Reba McEntire after. Like, she just needs to relax. Don't come back next season. I don't want to see you. I am exhausted. I am drained. Normally, Real Housewives of Atlanta tends to be fun for me. This is draining. Like, it feels like the air has been sucked out. The girls were on such a high after the sound bath, and she sucked the life out of that. It's too much. Now, I know some people find it entertaining, but I do not. Maybe I'm too old for this kind of conflicts, but I do not find it funny at all. Anyway, let us quickly read some of Drew's tweets, and we will call it a day. Drew tweeted a little bit more than that. So I'm trying to see this one that I was sent. Drew tweeted a little bit more than that. Let me get Drew's tweets, honey. Drew had a lot to say. All right. So Drew says, it's quite unfortunate you have to keep bringing up my resume when it is rewarding to come this far in the industry. Now, I do agree. Drew ain't wrong about that. Then she said, I've stated multiple times, please do not speak his name if it's going to be in a negative light from the beginning. I came with peace and love. You came with peace and love. That lady came with violence. She came with an agenda, and we're just watching it all play out. Then Drew said, every chance she gets, she decides to pick on Porsha, but baby gets into the last 10 minutes of the episode and clock it. Okay. It was definitely, Porsha was clocked in, honey. Porsha was clocked in. I know some will be like, oh yeah, she ate with that comment, but Porsha, yeah, Porsha clocked in. Porsha definitely clocked in. Then Drew says the crime and the punishment still is not adding up to me. To this day, I still don't understand the situation. How am I supposedly scheming and plotting, saying you was talking to somebody when those words never even came out of my mouth? Make it make sense. I don't think anyone can make it make sense. At this point, I am tired, honey. Ain't nobody can make it make sense. KMichelle has tried through all of these interviews, said we will watch the next episodes and we will make it make sense. It is not making sense. It is not making sense. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Then she said she took every opportunity to come at me hard when I wasn't even giving her that type of energy. You wanted to throw every read and every jab in the book at me. Meanwhile, I was just sitting there confused by the whole situation, trying to figure out where this was all coming from. My sister, we are all trying to figure out where this was coming from, sis. We are all trying to, when you figure it out, let the people know, honey, because we do not know. We cannot figure it out. Okay? We cannot. Oh, then Mary says, oh, she or they are coming to the reunion. Oh my gosh. I'm guessing day means the voices in her head, honey. Oh my gosh. That is so funny to me because I read it as the voices in her head and herself. They are coming to the reunion. Okay. New Deal says, I love your voice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, I think that is it for today. Let me just have a quick look just to see that I have not missed anything because there was so much to talk about. Did you see that Nene Leakes was out with apparently Cheyenne Bryan? Because I'm not sure we can still be calling her doctor, and in light of everything we have now heard about her qualifications. But she was out here with her. And I'm just like, Nene, at this point, girl, if you come on the show, what kind of energy are you going to be bringing? Because it's giving Nene is outside. You know, I also saw Nene with, who was it? With Lado. And I'm like, okay, very odd combo. I wouldn't have expected that. So I'm like, do we even know who Nene is? Does Nene know who she is now? Like, what is going on with that? And what are we going to see with that? One thing that I do think I have to bring up with Drew, though, is these allegations about paying bills, honey. Like, what is going on? You don't be liking to pay them bills? Like, what is going on allegedly, okay? Apparently, she's been accused of unpaid styling fees, shout out to the Jasmine brand, by celebrity stylist D. Russian and Dennis McKinley's name is now part of the conversation. Oh my God. Dennis is probably thinking like, how did I get in it? Okay. So D. Russian shared screenshots of alleged DMs, claims he worked on a photo shoot for Drew, but was never compensated for his styling services. In the message, the stylist says Drew allegedly told him Dennis was supposed to handle payment. Oh my gosh. This is not good. Then he says, I feel used. One message reads, with the stylist alleging he helped elevate the shoot but did not receive money for his time or work. The stylist also publicly called out Dennis in the caption of his post, accusing him of repeatedly promising payment that allegedly never came. The guy says Dennis hot dog sucking, oof, always says he gonna pay and does not. As of now, neither Dennis nor Drew has publicly responded to the allegations. So the allegations about Drew owing and stuff like that is not new. But at the same time, if they said Dennis was going to pay it and Dennis was then agreeing to pay stuff, it's like, girl, I don't know. Then just pay up. Super says, and I think this is a very good place to end today's live. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you're one of the replay gang folks, please hype this video. When I say hype this video, hype it, y'all. It really be helping. It really helps. I almost like started speaking in code, honey. It really helps put us and push us into the algorithm. So I really appreciate you guys showing up, showing out, hitting that like button. Thank you so much. And I'm going to end it here tonight. The reads against KMichelle are writing themselves. Ain't that a word? Thank you, Super, for that good word. Thank you, everyone who has been in the chat. And I will speak to you guys. Thanks, mods. And I will speak to you guys later. Bye, everyone.